Now, moving it along, when it comes to relationships, are you all for one or one for all? The couple we're about to meet believe open is the way to go. They are out and proud and say when you're swinging, you're winning. Oh. Please welcome to Studio 10, Rach and Kerry Wilson. Thank you both for joining us today. So how does your open relationship work and what are the rules?
Well, the rules are always complete openness and honesty. So we get to share what it is that we want to explore and try, and everything's tabled for discussion for us to decide if it's something that we want to create for each other or whether we need to put it off a little bit longer to work on our relationship first.
Rach, obviously it's something that works for you guys, but my thing is, why bother get married in the first place? Why do you need to get married if you are going to have an open relationship?
Well, marriage is not necessarily linked to sex specifically for me. We got married because we decided to make a personal commitment to each other, and that hasn't changed. I completely love and respect Kerry, and the thing that we do differently is we give each other permission to be everything and every part of who we are, and we incorporate that into our relationship rather than have to hide or suppress anything.
Kerry, I mean, listening to Rachel there, it sort of sounds very straightforward and almost normal, dare I say. Did you struggle, though, with this at the start of your relationship? Was it so easy to sort of accept, yes, we will have an open relationship?
Well, I guess you never know what you don't know. So until we actually got into it, I didn't know exactly how I would deal with it. But it turned out all good for us, and it works for us, and it's no problems.
Kerry and Rachel, I'm wondering how surprised you've been at the reaction, and secondly, how common is it?
It's a lot more common than you realise. We always, I mean, I've been in the media a couple of times, so I know that I get a lot of private support, but I get a lot of public backlash. So it just seems to be the louder voice is the one that is negative, but there is a lot of support, just people that don't feel like they want to be out in the firing line to share what we share.
And how do you, when we're talking about sort of having other relationships with other people, are we talking about just sexual relationships with other people, or do you have emotional relationships with other people? And then how do those other people feel about the fact that each of you is married to someone else?
Well, we're always open about our relationship status from the start, so they know what the deal is. In most cases, it is sort of a sexual relationship with a friendship. Occasionally there is a more emotional connection, but it's not the same as the connection and bond that I have with Kerry. It'd be so hard to compete with that.
But what if the relationship that you're having outside of that does become stronger?
That's where I was going.
Well, then at that point there's a conversation that Kerry and I need to have. We've always said that we'd be completely honest about that. And at the end of the day, I love him that much that if he found someone else that he loved more than I did, that would make him happier than our relationship, then I would let him go.
Rach and Kerry, you've got 2 kids, you've got 2 girls, one of whom I understand is 16. How do you explain your lifestyle to your daughter, and how would you feel if she at 16 decided that that's what she wants to do with her life?
Well, I always give her the choice. My intention at telling her a few years ago was just to expose her to the idea that relationships come in many forms, just like our sexuality and orientation come in many forms. And all I want for her is to ever choose what's right for her. Now, we never told her any of the details about what we get up to. We just told her the basic mechanics of what that looks like, just like sex education at school just gives you the mechanics. It doesn't tell you how to get into it or show you any graphic pictures.
But you're not concerned that you might be encouraging a 16-year-old daughter to be perhaps more promiscuous, a little promiscuous?
No, it's always with complete openness and honesty, and it's about creating a relationship with complete commitment and respect for the agreements that she shows or creates with them.
Thank you both so much for your honesty this morning. I'd love to know, is it always male-female relationships? Have either of you tried alternate?
Honestly, since starting this journey, I've explored my sexuality. Where I started off as straight, I kind of consider myself bi-flexible now.
Oh, okay, that's huge. If one of you said that, okay, now I've actually fallen in love with maybe another partner, would you accept them into your relationship long term, or you've got boundaries, set rules, one off, one time only?
We don't have any set rules. We are fluid and flexible with what each other needs at the time. If that were to come up, then like I said before, it just means that we have a conversation about how both of us feels about that and what we want and need. And then we'll cross that bridge and make a decision from there.
All right, Rach and Kerry, thanks so much for sharing your story with us here on Studio 10. We appreciate it.